Hello everyone, welcome to the ichimokocharts.com daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Tuesday, October the 18th, 2011. Well, a change of momentum today. Previous days trading, we saw that the bears had control of the market and they made some very solid net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close. Very much an equally matched day today, but to the other side. We have a fairly large green-bodied candle with the buyers making net bullish progress as opposed to the bearish progress made yesterday, so matching off that bearishness that we saw. No change of trend at the moment. We haven't had a higher high and a higher low, but we have had an outside type day, and it does suggest strength from the bulls and the bears, and or throughout the trading day, where the bulls were strong enough to take out the previous high, but the bears were strong enough to take out the previous low. So quite a battle going on in a fairly volatile trading day relative to the days around it. We do, however, have these shadows on the top and the bottom of the body of the candle, and we can see the shadow on the top represents the buyers losing commitment as we tested above the resistance offered at the top of the cloud and the resistance at 1232, and we highlighted that 1232 region and the cloud as an important area of resistance. We've failed to close above there today. The shadow on the bottom highlights the support at the round number 1200, and we've tested down below there for 3 of the last 4 days and failed to trade down or to close down below that 1200 round number. So quite an important area of support for this market. We have very strong support down below there, extending down to the bottom of the cloud. One important area is at 1183, a previous resistance level, which may offer itself as support, but also it coincides with where the Tenkan-sen is trading at 1184. Bottom of the cloud around 1173, which will offer as very strong support to this market. Extending down below there, support down to around 1150. To the upside, very strong resistance, as I said, above the cloud and 1232, and that extends up to 1246 and 1265. In Ichimoku charts terms, this market remains neutral and has been for the last 5 or 6 trading days. And the market is bullish, however, in the medium-term and fast-term time frame, and maintaining up above the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen for the previous week or two. The Tenkan-sen is pointing up fairly sharply, and that reflects this good, solid upside momentum that was seen in this swing in the market for the previous couple of weeks. Really important for continuation of this trend that we do break the top of the cloud in a very bullish way. Remember, when we have breakouts from flat clouds, they can be false breakouts, so we do need to be aware of that. This market seems to be trying to build momentum. The small shadow on the top isn't very encouraging, but the buyers have closed with control. If we do see a solid bullish breakout up above this 1232, then there is good potential for the market to trade up to higher levels, potentially up to 1265 and 1275, but we don't want to preempt the market. To the downside, obviously watch the low of the current candle for a test down to around 1173, but very good solid support down below, solid resistance overhead. When we've approached this level on previous occasions, the market sold off fairly significantly, as we can see here. So there is a possibility that we will see that, but if we look at how we've approached these levels previously, they've been on fairly small bodied candles, not as large a green bodied candle as we've seen for today's trading. So it seems as though the buyers are trying to build some momentum, but do be patient and wait for a breakout. Moving on to light sweet crude oil, and we've had the bulls taking control of this market today, a fairly large green-bodied candle, denoting the buyers making some very solid net bullish progress, pretty much matching the amount of progress they made 2 trading periods ago, and certainly showing much more strength than the previous candle. The previous candle, we did see the market continue trending to the upside, but it was a spinning top type candle and did offer potential for a change of trend and a red body candle. But today the buyers have come back in quite solidly into this market. It's not an engulfing pattern because it's not a bearish candle that we've seen for today's trading. but certainly a lot of enthusiasm from the buyers for the market to engulf the previous candle's body. We have closed up towards the high of this candle as well, denoting the buyers taking some fairly strong control in this market. The small shadow on the top represents the buyers losing some small amount of commitment, not terribly important, but they did lose some commitment, but still strong control maintained by the buyers. We have now had a breakout up above the cloud, and that's quite important in Ichimoku charts. Breakouts above or below the cloud are very strong signals of potential trending action in big picture terms. And this has been a bullish breakout, so that does offer a bit more weight to the breakout. However, having said that, a couple of worrying factors with this breakout, and one is the flat part of the cloud that we've broken out from. Quite often, breakouts from the flat part of the cloud are can be false breakouts, so there is a possibility that this could be a false breakout, so we do need to be very careful about this type of breakout. Generally, you can feel more confident when you see a bullish breakout in that situation, so that's what we've had, so we're probably a little bit more confident with this bullish breakout. But the other factor is this very strong overhead resistance at 90 that the market will interact with if the trend does continue to the upside. We can see previously the market's tested 90 on quite a few occasions and sold off quite substantially. So that is a very, very important level for this market. If we do see the market trade up above 90 in a bullish way, then that will be a very good sign of confirmation for this bullish breakout to the upside, and we could quite quickly see the market trading up to around 92.57 and 94.64, which are the resistance areas above there. So a very, very important level at 90, and this market is trying to build some momentum to test up to that level, so we could see a breakout up above there. In terms of the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen, we are trading up above both of those indicators as well, so that means that the market is bullish in the medium-term and fast-term time frames. The Kijun-sen is remaining flat, so there is still a possibility that the market could retrace back towards the Kijun-sen, although if we do see another solid upside momentum move, then we could see the Kijun-sen start to turn up. But we've also had the crossover of the Tenkan-sen above the Kijun-sen, which is a bullish signal as well in Ichimoku charts terms. And it's occurred below the cloud though, so it's only a fairly weak signal, so we really, whether we pay much attention to that. But however, it is a signal, bullish signal in Ichimoku charts. So obviously for tomorrow's trading, this 90 area and just above it, obviously we've got a small zone that extends roughly up to about $90.50. That's a very important level for any continuation of the trend to the upside. To the downside, we have solid support within the cloud, extending to 85 roughly, and then down to 84 where the Tenkan-sen is trading at. So could be a very exciting time for this market tomorrow if we see that breakout to the upside. Next, moving on to gold, and we can see the most striking feature of this chart now is the breakout below this wedge type pattern. And previously we described this wedge as the downtrend, the very strong downtrend that we had, and these peaks and troughs within this congestion area converging. And we mentioned that quite often these breakouts tend to be continuation patterns, so the breakout would tend to be to the downside. That coincided really with where the market was trading relative to the cloud. So there is potential for this market to trade to lower levels. The only problem is it hasn't been a terribly bearish breakout, and I like to see bullish or bearish breakouts depending on which side the markets break out to from these patterns. And we've seen the sellers lose commitment in today's trading as we tested down to around 1641. So not a terribly confident breakout. However, it is a red body, and the red body denotes the sellers making net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close. So that's significant in itself, and the size of the body is larger than the previous days. So that could be a sign. I'd like to watch the 1641 area and the low of the current candle, which is at 1628. For that to be taken out in a bearish way for the market to test a low. We do have minor support levels down here around 1598 then at 1585, 86, 1559, and then at this swing low down at roughly 1530. So there is potential for the market to trade down to those levels, but certainly we're not seeing follow-through from this breakout at the moment, with the sellers losing commitment. In Ichimoku charts terms, we are still trading down below the cloud, so the market has an overall negative bias, and the market is now bearish in the medium and fast-term time frames. We have been trading below the Kijun-sen for quite some time, and we're maintaining our position down below there. We previously found resistance at the Kijun-sen for yesterday's trading, and today we've now taken out the Tenkan-sen with this candle, and it's been a couple of weeks since we were trading down below the Tenkan-sen, so that could be significant for this market. However, having said that, this 1641 and now this low of the current candle becomes very, very important for this market. If we fail to follow through, then if we do trade back up to within this pattern and test up around the cloud, then it will mean that this pattern has failed. It could be morphing into another type of pattern. So we do need to watch that, but not a terribly confident breakout down below this wedge.